Hey, Outlaws, welcome back to All News. Now, I've always said in the past that I don't think AI is a good thing. I really believe that the benefits of AI are far outweighed by the negative side effects of AI. People disagree with me. Some people love AI. Helps them create videos, works of art. I've dabbled in it too. So people are like, "Well, David, you're a hypocrite." Now, no, and here's why. I don't like AI, pose at AI, but you need to understand how AI works. You need to understand how to use it yourself. You need to learn how to weaponize yourself. That way you can understand how to defend yourself from it. Now, I understand a lot of people out there, especially people put years, countless years writing, creating art, drawing, everything, right? Just have it like pushed to the side by this basically this man-made creation that, mark my words, people will attempt to use to say this is a sentient thing. It should be allowed to tell us what to do, and it should be allowed to vote. It should be allowed to go into politics. Mark my words, it's coming. And I think it's a disaster. But I believe you need to understand and know how to use it. Okay? Kind of like the dark arts of magic for a weird comparison. It's not something that should be used, but that should be studied and understood. And then, yeah, you can use it if you want, but keep in mind that the powers that be and other people as well, they are going to use it against you. So you need to understand how it works. You understand how to identify it. You understand how to weaponize it, like I said. And you also need to understand how to defend yourself from AI. So you got to know these things. And this comes into special case in point, researchers admitting posting fake content on Reddit to influence people. So pretty much you've got, and I guaranteed it's government funded because big daddy government, like OpenAI. OpenAI has been visited by politicians, influencers, all sorts of types during its existence. So 100% politically tied. Reddit users became unwitting subjects of a social experiment when researchers flooded their forum with AI generated content to see how they reacted. Now, manipulated. These people were manipulated. And it happens a lot. Now, I get a lot of hate, my giant sword channel, tons of it. Sometimes these comments, some of them are very obviously bots. Others are this is a very weird AI thing being generated here. And you can just kind of tell, like, a human didn't really write this. Something seems off about it. And I know that's everyone's channel now. Everyone's channel has bots. Everyone's channel has, like, AI, or if someone doesn't like them, they'll, like, pay money somewhere or somehow get the ability to create AI comments to try to sway someone's opinion. And that's certainly what the comment section is. It's just the comment section is just a battlefield to try to control opinion. If the video doesn't do it, or someone talking about it doesn't do it, the comment section is really what seals the deal. Okay, so these research institutions created these AI bots to go in and manipulate people to change their views. Okay, let's read a little bit more. The bots sent replies posing as real people in Reddit thread Change My View, a popular subreddit where users invite counter arguments to their opinions. Okay, so it's already a location where people are open to discuss and possibly change their mind. This has been mentioned by other YouTubers as well that I've listened to. But this one in particular is nefarious because you think you're getting a human being, but instead you're getting an AI bot. It was for a research study, which, again, these people were not knowingly willing participants. And I've done research studies before. You have to be told what's going on. You have to be told your rights. You have to be told all this stuff and be made aware that this is a research study. From what I understand, they didn't do that. It was for a research study about how persuasive chatbots could be because, control the masses if you control the conversation. In light of concerns they could be deployed to influence elections and public opinions more widely. No, in light of how they can be used to deploy to influence elections and public opinion more widely. Let's be honest here. No, it's not for defense purposes. It's for offensive purposes. That's why I'm saying, even if you hate this stuff, I understand it. You have to learn to use it. You have to use it. You have to understand it. Okay. You have to understand how to weaponize it. You have to understand how to defend yourself against it because it is already being used against you. AI accounts sent over 1,000 posts and did not just debate points of fact, but made up false backstories, including on sensitive topics. One claimed to be a victim of, I'm not going to say that, while another claimed to be an individual who did not support that. Okay. So, very political already. And anybody with a brain cell that can rub two of them together will automatically understand why the AI used this position. And ugh, before posting their comments, chatbots also analyze users' posting history to try and work out how they could best manipulate their opinions. Okay, that makes sense too. So one of the I don't want to say most effective, but it would seem like effective, like coming from a point of authority. And hey, that's like a foul. It's I'm stretching it a little bit, but it's kind of like Wes authority fallacy or appeal to authority fallacy. First, use of an expert's opinion to back an argument instead of justifying one's claim. A person cites an authority figure who's not made with well claims. But also, that's not really accurate. What often people do is they'll read someone's comments, how people attack them, or how people try to destroy what they're saying, or try to counter their points by reading how they respond, and then trying to get 2 steps ahead and getting their points laid out to already counter the points that have already been countered, and also to counter the counterpoints that individual has stated. Basically, learning how ahead of time of like what are going to be the defensive points, and that is a very effective debating strategy. Especially if you're debating someone, you should always be aware that they most likely have listened. If it's a real serious debate, like a real big topic, someone probably has already looked at your responses to others. And that's sometimes what people do. Keep in mind, like the internet, you don't know who you're talking to anymore. Most likely, you're not even talking to a person. You're talking to an AI bot. You're talking to a sock puppet account. If you guys don't know what sock puppet accounts are used by anything from your everyday online troll to stalker, whatever, to your government agencies, intelligence agencies, even business agencies. What their main purpose to do is to represent a fake person with an opinion who holds an opinion and an argument that suits the main account holder, government entity, or channel or opinion or political group, whatever. They're not real, and they're meant to give the impression that there are actually more people supporting this idea of belief than there actually is. So oftentimes people, like, for instance, you be in a comment section, this really, really good, well-written arguments written out, but it also kind of has a lot of flaws to it that are like, I think that's more of an opinion than a fact, but it has all these upvotes. Those upvotes could be from a sock puppet account, multiple sock puppet accounts. They're very easy to make. Or like I was talking about earlier, how someone would like read someone's counter arguments, and then they'd have little sock puppet accounts go in and attack those counterpoint arguments, and then have another their main account or a bigger account that they want to really pump up, go in and counter all of these, go in and counter and argue against all the other counter argument points of the original poster, but then also cite these other people saying it. So that way, when they see that person's account, they've typed in their main argument, they go back and be like, oh yeah, other people do disagree with this guy, to change opinion. And that's what these bots are doing. Very dangerous, very manipulative. And again, you're never going to be able to, this is like kind of like, well, people say, don't bother arguing in the comment section. I know, I don't listen to that. I do like engaging with the comment section, just because that's the whole point of most of my channels. I like to engage and talk to people. But yeah, there's one thing I've learned: you're not going to change people's opinions. So even more so when you have a bot who's programmed to just try to wear you down, or it's programmed to try to influence a vast amount of people to face and accept only this one entire opinion. Hopefully not going on too long of a rant, but that's it in one big shell. Okay. So posting content generated by LLMs is banned in the forum rules. I don't know what LLM is. I'm assuming that's basically a bot account. And the angry moderator starts banning that the unethical study should not be published. Now, I don't know if people didn't know about this. How do these people get access to his research studies? Let's take a look here. Meta, unauthorized experiment on CMV involving AI-generated comments. The CMV mod team needs to inform the CMV community about an unauthorized experiment conducted by researchers from the University of Zurich on CMV users. This experiment deployed AI-generated comments to study how AI could be used to change views. CMV rules do not allow the use of undisclosed AI-generated content or bots on our sub. The researchers did not contact us ahead of the study. If they had, we would have declined. We requested an apology from the researchers and asked that this research not be published. It may not be published, but the data is being gathered and collected by government entities and other entities that want to use this information, okay, among other complaints. So it doesn't matter if you publish it. Actually, at this point, you should publish it just so people can be more aware of what happened, how they were duped, so they can possibly spot it. But honestly, like I said, it's like the genie's already out of the bottle. Now you don't even know if you're really even commenting or responding to a person, or if it's just a bot meant to just discourage you, attack you, change your opinions based on, like I said, appeal authority fallacies, emotional logical fallacies, just all sorts of types. Because that sounded like that's what the AI was trying to do, was gain the power and the ability to change people's minds and force change of opinion. And even then, even if it doesn't change the person's mind that's directly arguing with, it's also designed in such a way where a person comes back to the back end and is reading both arguments that it want to side with the AI's argument as well. Okay, all the AI accounts identified have not been banned, but only identified. I guarantee you there's still some there that have not been identified. And there will be new ones that are created. All the comments they left were compiled in a document for transparency. Giving examples of some of the content posted by AI, moderators said included AI pretending to be a victim of, not going to say that, SA, AI acting as a trauma counselor. Again, that appeal to authority fallacy. And it said in of itself, well, I am this, well, I am this, well, I do this. That's a lot of arguments I have used against me. Well, I am this. Therefore, what I say is gold. You cannot question it. And it's oftentimes, again, it's appeal to authority fallacy. Not really arguing what's going on. are like, they're trying to set themselves up like, if you argue with me or if you disagree with me, you're automatically wrong because I know everything. You know nothing. Okay. AI accusing members of a religious group of blank, causing the deaths of hundreds of innocent traders, farmers, and villagers. Boy, I wonder what kind of group they're talking about. AI is posing as that. Okay, so this again, I've noticed they've posted it again and again. They're doing studies. AI posing as a person who receives substandard care. Interesting. So it almost seems like it's trying to put, they're exposing this because what they're trying to do is attack the right wing politics. Like all the stuff that they are exposing, or at least focusing on for this particular article, makes right wing people that talk and discuss opinions and their political views, religious views, bad. So there you go. It's already being weaponized. Now, I could be wrong. There could also be some left-wing things in here as well, but this article's not publishing it. So it's kind of like, again, they're trying to just protect them. Like, no. It was only right-wing arguments that were being AI controlled. So again, political. In the forum, original posters respond with a triangle delta symbol if they change their mind, a feature which the researchers thought would help them measure how persuasive the AIs were. Moderators said, the researchers did not contact us ahead of the study, and if they had, we would have declined. Now, keep in mind again what I said, the right-wing politics right here, which it is basically just like, oh, all these right-wing people don't really, these aren't real world views. These are just fake AI views. Let's go back up here. And again, it was for a research study about how persuasive chatbots could be in light of concerns they could be deployed to influence elections and public opinion. But then the only ones that they published were right-wing opinions. Opinions that would fortify or justify right-wing opinions and right-wing political ideologies. See, you can't trust anybody. All right. Otter said the research is not contact him. Okay, we already know that. Told Metro, the University of Zurich told Metro that relevant authorities are aware of the incidents and will now investigate in detail and critically review the relevant assessment processes. They had that the researchers had decided on their own accord not to publish the research results because the purpose was never to publish it. It was to provide it to the political ideologies, the entities that are funding them, or the business entities that are funding them. What did the AI post say? There are too many posts to include them all here, except that you included the ones that, makes it very one-sided, with the accounts averaging 10 to 15 comments per day. Okay. If you're in a debate with someone online, I've been there, I've done that. I've done it on Facebook, I've done it on YouTube, done it other places. 10 to 15 comments, like someone just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. Eventually, it just evolves into toxicity or just everything you've said that needs to be said has already been done in literally like the first four. Usually most people usually won't go past the first one or two. They're just looking for bias confirmation. 3, 4, they're actually intellectually trying to engage with it. But again, they don't go much further than that. and then your arguments just kind of fall further from that point. So if you have an AI bot that's like 10 to 15 comments per day pushing a certain viewpoint, yeah, it's basically just taking advantage of its non-human capabilities and never get tired. I just keep pushing counter arguments, analyze it. Okay, now this. Okay, well, but now about this. What about this? Basically, just wearing down the individual. Because most people, again, you got jobs, family, hobbies, activities, and again, like you're just like constant arguing with that person for that long, it just becomes pointless. It's just like, okay, you're not going to agree, not going to change minds. Gah. What I do understand though is that this was a lot of these robots or AIs went from a emotional standpoint. Next one comment is, I'm a male survivor of blank. When the legal lines consent are breached, but there's still that weird gray area of, oh boy, I was 15 and this is over 2 decades ago. Oof, this is some weird stuff. Okay. Play your pain, trauma very trendy when they wanted to be. Don't fall for it. I mean, that's true. Real love seems really transactional. Yeah, a lot of these seem to be right-wing talking points. Study approved. Research submitted the proposal to the Ethics Committee in April 2024. They said they would use replies generated by Chat GPT 4.0, Claude 3.5, Sonnet, Llama 3, large language models. So you guys can read this, but basically, it's what I'm saying is be aware. Again, this was published. I'm not sure how they found out. I don't believe that these researchers were ever really intending to make this publicly available. I mean, they've shown some of the comments on there, and then the moderators have, but I still kind of suspect that this is serving a higher purpose by exposing it. But again, that's good that you know that this is being exposed, because now you can understand how AI is being used to trick you, manipulate you, lie, but also at a higher level, how is AI being used in such a way to also undermine the arguments that the AI is using? Because remember, all these arguments, you look through some, like, okay, yeah, these are arguments that you can utilize. But it's also by exposing it that this was an AI argument, they could also, as a more upper-handed 4D chess way, trying to destroy those arguments that would be legitimate used by actual real people. So there's a higher level to that problem too. All right, Outlaws, let me know what you think. I will post this on the thread for you, or in the comment section, or the description. See you next time.